All right, loud and clear. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up. Shouts out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers out there, the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town, long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the garbage truck drivers, very essential. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Shout out to the people in the medical field, all of you. Always forget them, right? Shout out to every good, hard-working person, period. You wake up and get out and go get you something. You're not sitting around begging anybody for anything and these kind of things. And you're not robbing teeth from nobody. You know that by the sweat of your brow, so shall you eat bread and you get to it, right? Earning your keep. Shout out to each and every one of you for tuning in this morning, man. A positive vibration and big up on yourself. And thank you for being here. Another episode of Morning Thoughts with my Morning Thoughts family, my SouFLoTV family. People, listen up. I almost never make it in, you know. A beer running me, though, and ended up in front of the camera again and looked down and realized I was in my drawers again. I'm so old school because my granny said when you're going in front of people, you must make sure so your nose clean out and no matter in your eye and all these things. And I'm running around. I work to the last minute. And then see me, I know, okay, you have 10 minutes left now. Now you have to upload the video after you create the thumbnail. Run, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth real quick, wash your face, make sure no matter in your eye. Come sit down yourself. And I'm like, rotted. Me not have no pants. Run, go back out there so again. Oh, where's my tea? And grab the tea to and come back in here. By the time I get back in here, it's 7 minutes after. So here I am. All right. Big things that go on, regular thing that I'm a regular person, just like everybody else. And y'all know how it get, right? When you late for work, hit that snooze button too many times, and now you on your way out the door with one foot of shoes upon your foot and one bag or so, and you can't make your key them there. Jesus Christ, I'm not gonna late. And you heading out the door. That's how we living. That's how we living. So big up to every hard working person. I have nothing but some lemon or lime in my cup this morning. Just slice up some lime and boil it and make it cool down. And hey, I released a video yesterday where Mr. Adams, the man with them said they should have made him commissioner of police. They should have put him in position again today because he would have cleaned up the place and all this. Because Adams did go on wicked back in the feeding days, fighting crime in Jamaica. Just a little side note before we get into the main topic. And so while Adams is talking, hear me now over the voice note. SouFLoTV. Every couple of seconds I said SouFLoTV. Why is it that it's the people them who don't even have membership to the channel that found that offensive? When I can't tell me if you don't, when I don't even support me enough to purchase membership to the channel, but y'all complain about that is so annoying. It's annoying until you find my content on somebody else's channel. And guess what? You don't go over there and say, you got that from SouFLoTV. No, you don't. You come over here and tell SouFLoTV, say, SouFLo, you need to catch up, man, because I hear Adams that talk about that already. You don't hear it yet. And these kind of things. So I'm stamp my thing. SouFLoTV. So anybody who teach that, them have to go play it on here. SouFLoTV every couple of seconds. You still can hear. We have to go to drastic measures in these times here. So you still can hear what he's saying. Just listen. Turn up the volume and listen. A bag of things are going on that video, none of which I will discuss this morning because we have other things to talk about this morning. All right. Dutch prosecutors appeal Jah Cure's acquittal on attempted murder charge. All right. So, see what happened was, or what this is looking like now, is that Jah Cure is actually looking at more time behind bars. Remember, I told you all it started out with him looking at 15 years. The 15 years went down to what? 8 years. Then the 8 years went down to him actually getting 6 years with time served for the little bit of time when they lock up before. So they will take that off. So we should see him in 5 years and some change. Well, how they do it in the Dutch court, I'm going to run through the article for you. How they do it in the Dutch court is pretty different. The prosecution can actually appeal your sentencing. See, in the US, when you get charged and the judge slams that gavel after they say 6 years, that's kind of like where it ends. You know, they take it up on them show longer further and say, nah, I think you need some more time because this slipped through the cracks. And if they make a solid case, Jah Cure will be gone for quite some time more added to his time. Now, that we're going to talk about this morning in fine detail. We're also going to talk about from farm to fork. From farm, as in farming, to fork, as in the fork that you use to consume your meals. Okay, Kamila Mcdonald, which is Jah Cure's ex-wife slash mother of his daughter slash, you know what I'm going to give Jah Cure credit for? I give him credit for this because, make no mistake about it, he is Jah Cure. Missy him perform, Missy the front of the stadium full up of beer, woman. I take off panty and these things that flick it past it. So women are there for him. You know, Cure could have had like 20 picnic out there. You know, like how Mr. Valentine, aka Ninja Man, big up, big up Ninja Man. I think Ninja Man had about 29 picnic by 28 different women or something like that, you know. One of them crazy number there. Anyhow, Jah Cure could have been one of those, and he's not. He actually has one child, one dege picnic he have. And he had that one dege picnic with his wife. So, I mean, you know, we know say thing the loss and divorce is there, and relationships nowadays is not like back in my grandparents' time and these kind of things, and we don't stick it out and all these things. But Cure, to his credit, has one child, one, by a woman he was married to. Anyhow, Kamila Mcdonald, she ventures into a plant-based restaurant. She's opening her restaurant, and it's going to be a plant-based restaurant. What I want to talk about, though, I want to highlight her restaurant, and I already said it, and I'm going to say it again. When I go to Jamaica, I'm going to make sure that I do go to her restaurant and check out the cuisine. But I wanted to talk more about how this woman flexed like a queen, like a real queen, because I realized something on social media, right? When they put up that she was going to be doing from the farm to fork and having her plant-based restaurant, plant-based food, not health, bro. Rodney Forbes, I don't know what I talk about. But anyway, when they put up on the online that she was going to be doing her plant-based restaurant stuff, the comment section was filled with nothing but bad stuff about Jah Cure. We have this thing where we feel like we have to crucify one in order to exalt the other one. You know, it's just like how people used to come over SouFLoTV and talk about how, yo, SouFlo, you're the only vlogger when we listen to, you know. I don't, even though they're lie as hell because they be on other channels and, you know, we can see, but you're the only vlogger when we listen to, you know. You see all the idiot boy blank and say a name, him don't even make sense. Him can't even talk, him talk like him have hot rice in his mouth. And they say all these kind of things. And I'm like, I have to erase that comment because I don't want that person come over here and see it and is like, yo, he's harboring these people that have this type of intention towards me or saying these kind of things about me. You know what I said? It's petty, but it's real. You tear down one to build the other. What I notice about her, though, is what I'm going to talk about after. So I left that for the discussion. Koffee drops an album. Koffee's album is Gifted. Koffee, where will we go when the quarantine thing done and everybody touch road? Yeah, man, Koffee dropped her album. Her album name is Gifted. Shenseea dropped her album right before Koffee dropped her album. Shenseea's album name is Alpha. News media houses and record executives were saying that Shenseea's album, Numbers, is about what Koffee's album is going to do. In first week sales, it would pan out to be probably Koffee doing Shenseea, Numbers. When I saw that, I said, I highly doubt that, because Koffee caters to a different audience than Shenseea does, right? Not saying that some of the people who listen to Koffee don't listen to Shenseea, but Shensea's core base audience is not the same core base audience as Koffee, and vice versa. See, I don't know how them never say that, but anyway, the numbers are in. The numbers been in for Shensea's first week. The numbers are now in as of about 13 or 12 or so many hours ago for Koffee's first week album sales for her album Gifted. We're going to compare and contrast. I have a question. Did Koffee just outstream Shenseea by millions? You know, probably like 2 point something million outstream. But anyway, we're going to talk about that in a minute. And then Skillibeng, of course. And again, trap dancehall, which a lot of people are acting like they don't want to hear. Skillibeng continues to make big waves in the UK. Another big show, another sold out arena event. And everybody in the audience, I see them on the video, they know every word to the song. So when we are there saying, not even understand what them youth are say. Yo, SouFlo, I'm not even listen to them, because you can't even hear what them I say. Well, how come people in the UK can hear and understand every single word that they're saying and repeat it word for word when he's up there performing? Half of the time I've seen Skillibeng performing on this new video clip that I have, him goes up. Him say, what? And put the microphone to the crowd like this. And they finish the rest of the song. The man not even nothing to work him voice box too much. You see? They playing down crash with the coke and put it in a crowd, them gone with the words. Brick upon brick, the whole crowd mash up. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about that as far as the trap dancehall thing goes, the youths them go and their movement and their innovation, their revolutionizing of the music and so on and so forth, and where they stand and what the rest of us who are called ourselves older than and not into, we need to pay attention. Remember, I know something called out of the mouth of babes, and they shall lead and they shall show you the way. And then my granny used to say the future belong to Uno. And my grandfather used to say, I go me a go, Uno a come. Didn't understand that. Understand it now. All right. Big up on yourself. Thank you for being here. I saw a couple of donations in here this morning. I appreciate you. I apologize for not calling you out. Let me go right back up. Okay. Sauce Boss. Morning, fam. I appreciate you, and I apologize by skipping over you. The comment section, it'll run fast. All right. All right. Sipping my tea. You know, I still have this little throat thing I go on with something that the doctor said should last about 4 weeks. I don't know what that is, but boy, as I tell you all before, I'm a hypochondriac, so everything that happens to me is like my mind take it to the extreme. I'm just thankful for health here, sir, because anything can go on with you. I'm realizing how fragile we really are. I'm getting out of the army mindset now. I was like that for years, where I'm invincible. No, now I'm like, yeah, anything can happen. So with that said, let me go back to the top. Big up some people. Me think it's a COVID variant. You're absolutely right, Berrydale. I definitely think it's a COVID variant that I was carrying. But yeah, here I life now about if pum pum juice could have glow. I was gonna get very derogatory, but I won't. Because the pum pum alone have juice, but okay. And some other man out there double with the next juice, and then next one man double with pum pum juice. But okay. Yeah, you get me off track real quick, but I'll stay on track this morning. Asarin Odetta, first one in the building. Thank you for being here this morning. Jet Shelley, good morning. I appreciate you for being here. Seymour, thank you for being here. Pussy Galore is in the building. Great Goodies is in the building. Mervyn Kerr is in the building. Vicky Victory is here. Sean Cassell is in the building. And Michelle Williams is here. Good morning, Michelle, to you and your family as well, my friend. Roxanne McIntosh is in the building. And Prelis123 is also here. Marcia Walters is in the building. Donna Casada is in the building. Lisa Marie Chin King, where is your green? You take it back. All right, so Mr. Article down there, Darlene Walter Riley is here. Shelly P is in the building. Little Red Gucci 2 is in the building this morning. Roxy 21 is here. Wayne Nathan is in the building. Audrey Wright is in the building this morning. Senior Sexy is in the building this morning. Maxine Good as Gold is in the building. Marilyn Grant is here. You know, every time I see the name Senior Sexy, right? There's this site that I follow on IG. I think it's called Fly Ageless or something like that. And I noticed that these older people are giving young people a run for their money. I don't know if you're the only one that notices that. Them I give them a run for their money. Like them older people that take care of themselves and them look good and all these things. It makes me kind of wonder, like, what's going on. But I know what it is. You know, the younger generation, they're abusing themselves. And I think we used to abuse ourselves, though, when we were younger. You know, because you used to tell yourself that you could go party hopping and you could do 4 parties in one night. And then you could still wake up and go to work in the morning or go to school. And you'd be in class in college and you're doing one of these right here. I was in the Army. So I used to go out party all night. And then I had PT at 6 a.m. in the morning. And I'm coming through the back gate of the barracks at 5 a.m. I'm jumping out of a cab, staggering. And I had a team leader who was a ranger, and he didn't give up. He didn't give one flying. He was like, you drunk as shit, and I don't give a shit. Just don't fall out of my run. And we going long this morning. And when he start running, you have to yell money night all me. I'm running and I'm throw it up. And he's like, throw it to the side. Don't fall out. And you just got to throw it to the side and keep going. Right now, me mix 1 drinks, me gone on my bed early. Okay. It definitely ain't doing no up all night and then go on no 10-mile run in the morning at ranger speed. Not doing none of that. So we was abusing ourselves too. I think that's what it is. And then as you age, you have time to slow down and you can go to bed early and actually get real rest, right? And your life is kind of a bit more in order. So you're not as worried as you were when you were younger and these kind of things. I guess that's what it is. Anyhow, tell me if I'm wrong. Purple Royal is in the building this morning. Audrey Minot's in the building. King Big's there. Angel of Mine and Michelle Howell is also here this morning. Hot and spicy. Kai Tai Jai. Up from my flight to warm and sunny Florida. What? You coming to Florida? You're in Florida? Where I said from my flight to warm and sunny Florida. Boy, yesterday was 94 degrees, my friend. 93 degrees all day. Inside of the vehicle in my garage was 102. Yeah, hot. So shout out to my people who live in the cold places. We're sending you some warm vibration. It's supposed to be warm like that today again here, and I'll definitely be outside. I might even just jump out, chuck off in the pool, or go to the beach today. I'm gonna take in some good vitamin D in my skin. You know, man, I said turn up my melanin a bit, which is what I like to do around this time of the year. You will notice as the videos progress, weeks go by, that I will get darker and darker and darker because it's something I like to do every year. Just soak in some sun. People are like, SouFlo, be careful of skin cancer and all this stuff. My melanin is good. My melanin is good. I am not even going to overexpose. Me just like a soak in little sun. See? June O'Brien, Dorothy T, big up yourself. Carrie Ann Jones is in the building. Pauline Graham is here. DR. Michelle Howell, Purple Royal, Maxine Good as Gold, Angel of Mine, Angel of Mine, Angel of Mine. Nikki True Print there, Stacey Ann Williams there, and Sophie J26, and Vicky Victory, Nikki B, Janet Doreen Barnes is here, and Devine Gale is here, and Pauline Graham is here, Arlene 876 is here. A beer green me I call out, you know. Skip over everybody when I have no green this morning. Come me a malice on me feel away. I feel away. All right. Elaine Bent is in the building this morning. Big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Listen, we can't big up everybody this morning, as you all know. So let's get into the thing right quick. So where do we start this morning? Wap, 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 wap. We start with the plane down crash with the coke. Where do we start? New York is raining. Hey, SouFlo, I don't miss New York at all. I miss the busyness of New York, but I don't really miss New York. LFH Inspire TV from Jamaica, Little London, your place. What's good, bro? Hey, LFH Inspire TV, big up on yourself, man, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you greatly. You don't have your green, but it's all good. All right, every now and then we big up somebody with no green. That's how you go. Big up yourself, and thank you for being here. Miss them place there, you know, paradise on earth, you know, with so much going on regardless. Anyhow, what are we going to talk about this morning? Let's start off with, let's get Jah Cure's story out the way real quick. Not true? I could get Jah Cure's story out of the way real quick. I could talk about the Dutch prosecution. It don't look too good, you know. It don't look too good. They were offended. They were highly offended because they said that in their country, there's virtually almost no crime happening, and their violent crimes are almost down to a zero in their country. Now, you have to understand, if you are a person coming from somewhere where people get murdered like over 1,000 or something every 12 months, to go to somebody's place with your mindset where virtually this like almost never happens. And then the prosecution also said the manner in which it happened, they were more concerned about their citizens. A place like Dam Square, in the middle of Dam Square, in broad daylight, to pull this off, it was traumatizing not only for the victim who got stabbed, but also traumatizing for others who saw it, who had to witness this terror. So they're thinking along the lines of mental health for their own people, you know. You know how we in Jamaica, we say, oh, man get shot down yesterday, yeah, regular thing that man, who dead today? You know, we look forward to who dead tomorrow again. They don't want that in their country. They don't want their citizens having to witness that level of violence. So they took extreme offense to it. Seeing? They took extreme offense to it, and they're feeling like those who witnessed that need counseling. Imagine that. You know how much murders are witnessed in Jamaica? You know how many children witness murders, and they will never get no counseling. They will just have to process that stuff and grow and just shake it off, or a regular thing that run you. And then when they start to act out crazy, we don't know why, or we act like we don't know why. So the prosecution felt like their case was underhanded because they feel like they had a solid case against Jah Cure to charge him with attempted murder. And he got charged with something less. That's why he got the less time. Well, hear what? Let me read this article to you first. Shout out to the Loop. I saw it in Gleaner, I saw it in the Loop, I saw it in whatever. Hey, the Gleaner, listen up. I pay for my subscription for the Gleaner, you know, I'm going at a private thing, and the Gleaner didn't even cover it nice like how Loop covered it, and Loop I give me it for free. So I went over to the Loop and I took the Loop one. See, I have to read through all these articles, compare them, and bring you the better one and all that. It's all a part of what I do. See? All right. So while Jah Cure may be longing for his longing for my baby to love me more. What am I longing for? Remember that song there? Babylon release the cure. Well, boy, while Jah Cure may be longing for his 6-year sentence for attempted manslaughter to be overturned through a possible appeal by his lawyer, the public prosecution service in the Netherlands seemed to still have him in their crosshairs. On Tuesday, April 15th, 2022, the prosecution, it can be April 15th, it has to be April 5th because when I reached that yet. So on Tuesday, April 5th, today is the 6th, so that was yesterday. The prosecution service told Loop News in Jamaica that it submitted an appeal to the Court of Appeals, seeking to put the attempted murder charge back on the table for him because they feel like they had a solid case considering, remember the voice note? The voice note says, let me remind you in case you don't forget, the voice note said, hey bro, I'm in Dam Square right now, bro. I'm waiting to stab Papa like 60,000 times, bro. I'm gonna show Penko that, remember that the voice note there? That they gotta put some respect on his name, bro. And I would never send you a voice note like this if I wasn't serious, bro. You remember that? And I have the knife right here with me. If that ain't clear as day, premeditated murder or premeditated attempted murder, then I don't know what is. See? So the prosecution is now in their law books, the prosecution can go back and say, hey, judge, I don't know what kind of money you got paid on the table or if you're friends with his lawyer or something, but hey, this right here, we can take this all the way to the appeals. This right here stands. This is clear, cut, precise. So that's what they did, and they filed it yesterday, my friend. Jah Cure fans who may not have been following the case, Jah Cure recently went to court in the Netherlands to face 2 charges. One was for attempted manslaughter and the other for attempted murder, in connection with the stabbing incident in the Amsterdam involving a promoter in October of 2021. Now, while he was found guilty of the attempted manslaughter, the court found him not guilty of the attempted murder. The prosecution is now challenging the ruling for the acquittal for attempted murder and wants the attempted murder charge to be reheard by 3 senior judges in the Court of Appeal. Loop News reached out to the persons to confirm who confirmed by the prosecution service to be Jah Cure's lawyer in the Netherlands to confirm whether he was aware of the appeal being lodged by the prosecution on Tuesday against the attempted murder acquittal. However, no comments was received from Jah Cure's attorney. It is also unclear at this moment whether Jah Cure's lawyer has submitted his own appeal within the 14-day deadline to challenge the 6-year sentence that Jah Cure had gotten. So under their laws, once Jah Cure is sentenced, he has a 14-day window in which his attorney can say, okay, we're going to challenge this. So in the Court of Appeals, so put the paperwork in. If you let those 14 days pass, then that's it. Your client just has to serve out his time, right? Well, within that 14 days, the prosecution also has a right to challenge the ruling, and they did. They put their paperwork in, and they're letting it be known that they want that attempted murder charge back on the table again because they feel like their case got undermined. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Steve Wright, big up yourself. I appreciate you greatly, family. What do y'all think is going to happen here? Do you think that Jah Cure, they're going to actually overturn that 6 years and say, hey, we did overlook, the judge who saw that case overlooked it? Bright Ideas Jones, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Do you think that the judge is going to say, hey, listen, we gotta bring this back? Did you listen to this voice note? Did you hear what he said? I am here in Dam Square waiting to stab Papa 60,000 times. I'm going to show Penko that he got to put some respect on his name. I swear to God, bro, if Papa comes out here, you're going to read about it, and someone will be here to video it. And that's what he said. I mean, I'll make up this so nobody can be like, SouFlo, you're such, you know, some of our people are ignorant as hell. SouFlo, you're such a hater. Why are you saying all this stuff? Like, you're making them think funny stuff. I can't make them think nothing funny, my friend. That's what they have as evidence. They released it to us. I'm only reiterating, right? And they have filed an appeal. All right. They have filed an appeal for, you know, to put that attempted murder charge back on the table. Personally, I think that the attempted murder charge is going to be brought back. I think so. Because it's going to go to a court of appeal. And it's not going to go to the same judge who saw the case through. You know, sometimes a judge will be like, nah, I'm a judge. I can double down on what I said because I don't want my record to be looking like I made mistakes and the appeal court had to clean up my mistakes. What I'm going to do is, so they are sending it to a three-panel judge, judge, three judges at the appeals court, and they will overlook the thing again. And I think that they will actually say, yeah, this obviously is premeditated. And if they do, then what is he looking at? The original time that he was looking at before, which is 15 years? I hope that's not how it goes for him. I hope that's not how it goes for him. You know, we were ready to accept that, yeah, him get 6 years, Jah Cure, go do your time. They have counseling and all this stuff available in there and ways to further your education in there. Try to take advantage of those. Try to come out a better person. You know, life is a journey. You made a mistake. You buck your toe. You fall down. Get up again. 7-time fall, 7-time rise, 8-time rise, whatever you want to call it. And continue going. You're only human. But it kind of devastating when them say, you're sentenced to 6 years. And then they come back later and say, well, we made a mistake in the trial. That 6 years is now 15 years. You know, that kind of stuff. So he must be worried about a lot right now. I'm sure him not having foot them kick up, shoes off, just relaxing and say whatever is whatever. I mean, you're talking about a lot of time significantly. So Victoria says, well, they all know who he is, where he's from, and that he served time in prison already and is trying to make an example out of him while his government and people stay silent. Every laws are different, but few voice notes like that in Jamaica, a judge would know he was defending his rights the way ghetto people know how to. The worst thing is to link with Jamaicans whenever you left the country. I really don't know why he was spending so much time amongst those people. He's only human. When Justin Bieber fame gets to his head, they find all kinds of medical names for it. But they would never ever say that that for a black Rastaman. Too much hate from his own people. So that's why he act out sometimes. And I hope the creator give him another chance to sing in freedom. I'm reading a comment. And I mean, it says so. Okay, the comment says so. Soso says, boy, sometimes color doesn't matter, you know. Jah have shown a propensity for violence and criminal behavior. Don't forget, it was a black girl or woman that he held at gunpoint and raped too in the past, violating her as a way that she is forever scarred. I don't see a lot of black women standing with that victim when the only thing she did wrong was went out for an evening stroll with a couple of friends when a predator was on the prowl. Sure, after his release from prison, Jah promised to be a better man. If I can be a better man, I swear. But he never accepted responsibility, nor did he apologize for his transgressions. How can the Almighty forgive him? You know, all that stuff is in hindsight, and we keep digging up his past. And every time we dig up his past, somebody reword it another way. The way that it is worded here is not how it happened. That can be dangerous. You are wording it as if this man was a rapist out with a gun looking for a girl to rape, and she went out just for an evening stroll, and he jumped out the book, drag her in the bush and rape her at gunpoint, and that's not how the story went. So you got to be careful what you're doing. And yes, he did get convicted and he was in trouble before. However, these are some of the ways how we damage more than what damage has already been done. Because he's down, don't kick him down further. Because he's sinking, don't step on him head and push him under. You know what I'm saying? You have to be careful with how you say these things. Because I know so it is the case they got. I researched Jah Cure's case, right? And in case we have to do with the murder, I mean, I don't want to be the one to make a victim or a woman who says she's victimized seem like, she had other intentions and she was coerced and she's related. Read between my lines. She's related to high-ranking somebody and she was coerced into saying, and that person that never liked the little Rasta youth where they dip on the rise with them little one song where they come out at the time and all these other things and so on and so forth. So there's a whole lot of other things behind that. And before you go casting your judgment and stuff, I want you to actually go research that case for yourself because their information is out there still. All right. So, with that said, neither am I defending either. I'm just saying, don't add more to what it actually is already. See? And if you don't understand what happened, then go do your own little research. I cannot understand Jah Cure. Here we have an undoubtedly talented artist who has previously served substantial prison time for bad behavior and still refuses to learn. He has a God-given talent, allowing him to feed himself and his family, and yet he simply will not behave. Just what is wrong with our people? Well, it's deeper than that, my friend. I did a whole video saying that Jah Cure did not get help after he came out of prison the first time. Jamaica prison, not nothing nice. Did you watch the video that I did explaining to you the trauma that he might have faced inside? Jah Cure is small, I want a little person, in person, the man little. If he's standing in front of me, I think most of my children would be bigger than him in stature in person. And I say that to say this. When you reach in a prison, they say that counts. Okay, and then nobody know if you're not from the wealthy and have enough money on your books and you can pay a bad man to protect you in there and all these things and your white stay white and these things, then you go through some abuse in there. Jah Cure didn't do a bed of roses time then for his time in. He experienced and he witnessed a whole lot of trauma inside of that prison. God knows and who's to tell at what level of trauma he experienced in there and witnessed in there, and he came out, and this is for pretty much anybody that did time in prison and come out. He came out and he went straight into performing, traveling, stardom. He had a hit song on his way out of prison. You understand? So he went straight into the yes man them surrounding him. There's no need for me to apologize because be a yes man around me and anything me say, them say, yes sir, yes, you're the man, you're the boss, Irie Life, you seem to be on one this morning because yeah, this same one will come with the pum pum juice talk and now you're talking about stop defending him. My conversation is not to defend him. This is we're reasoning with intelligence here. People who are traumatized, notice I said that goes for anybody who has done time in prison. Prison is not a nice place. I was watching Fresh Out. There's something on YouTube called Fresh Out. I don't know if they have it up anymore. And a brother said, he did like 13 years or something. He said one of the things that stuck with him still, and he can hear it in his head. He said a young dude came in, and the young dude came in looking, acting like, like he had to put on a persona to survive in there. And what he didn't know that he was going into a section of the prison that had lifers in it. These guys been in there 15, 20 years already, and they're never coming out. So they live a certain kind of way in there. And he said he witnessed them start giving the young boy things, and the young boy was stupid because he kept taking it. He said one day when he was coming down the tier, don't look, one of the rules in there is don't look inside of anybody's cell. A man will shank you up, stab you up, fight you because you turned your head this way to look in his cell. It's like you in my business. Prison has its own set of rules and etiquettes that you have to live by when you're in there. You understand? After doing years of that, you don't just come out and just switch that off and go back to functioning normal. You see what I'm saying? The man said he saw blood on the floor, and it was so much blood it was running out of the cell. And the big dude had the young boy bent over in there, and all he kept hearing is the and he couldn't look. He couldn't look, but he saw the blood on the floor, and he knew what it was. And then the next time he saw the youth was getting taken to the infirmary, and then he got moved to another part of the prison where they keep people for protection and whatever like that. So you don't know, you don't have to have that happen to you. You witness that stuff firsthand and you are traumatized. Okay? You witness a man stab out a man's neck. And he told another story about how he witnessed the guy stab out the other guy's neck. He was like, man, he hit him like 50 times. And no lie. And the guy was struggling, trying to get away. And then he threw him over the tier. And that sound he made when he hit the floor downstairs. You know, you witness this type of stuff. Then when you come out, you're expected to just come out and go back to, hi, how everybody doing? Yeah, I'm good. Hey, where are we going for dinner this evening? Or what are we having for dinner this evening? Hey, mom, everything's okay? Yeah, kiss the kids and go outside and plant flowers in the garden. And let's go to the beach and have some fun today. And it's not like that. They're traumatized. And they have these things replay in their mind. The rules, the regulation, walk on the straight line. You get out of line, water, kick out your teeth, kick you in your belly, kick you down to the floor, beat out your head side, send you go to hospital or infirmary, all that. Take into account the reality of what actually really happened. So we don't know what him experienced back then, but we know that he didn't get proper counseling and he didn't get proper help. When he got out, he went straight into a life of beer yes man around him. Yes. And he tried to make up for everything that had happened to him and the time that he missed out. See? So when people were like, yo, the Rasta boy, a beer vanity in Ghana, because when he was singing for his freedom, he was doing the Trinity sign, and he was, and I swear, if I can be a better man, and all this thing, right? And then as soon as him come out, the locks get twisted out to the root. He started dressing and he's saying, yo, I'm into fashion, you know? And his Christian Dior and his Balenciaga this and his red bottoms that. And he was like on film, yeah, look on them shoes there. You see all them shoes here? Them one, how much we pay? About 2,300 US dollars I paid for these shoes right here. And then fling the shoes and pick up a next one. And he was like, that one here, I think I paid like 800 US for these right here. Yo, me have so much of them upstairs, yo, them all are rotten and true man on tour all the time, you know. I'm in the home for wear them and things. So here what? Instead of letting them sit and rot, I bag up all of them, bring them downstairs to the car, I'm gonna give them to some youth. And people were like, look on this man. Look where my, but he was trying to catch up and make up for all the time that he lost. You know? So with that said, we wish Jah Cure all the best. I hope that that's not how it turns out, but you're now at the mercy of those people. You know, you're now at the mercy of those people. You can call him materialistic dread, my friend, but may I explain to you that you too would be trying to make up for time lost. He went to prison in his prime as a young man growing up, growing into adulthood properly, right? So he did like those years those profound years of walking into adulthood in prison, you know? So we wish him all the best. That's all I can say. And I said it before, I'm going to say it again. He's still our family member, still a brother. Still ain't going to kick him while he's down. I've seen some people say, SouFlo, you don't know. We come from the same place where Jah Cure come from. People from Mobile know say Jah Cure a gunman, bad man from a long time. And link with beer, gunman and bad man. I catch him get catch again and I'm foolishness. And I don't know nothing about that. I know absolutely not one thing about that. See? We're going to left it right there, so. Moving on to the next topic now. The next topic of the morning will be, let's cross Jah Cure off the list. Say a prayer for him for those of you who pray. Hope the appeal court down, dash him away. And add another 6, 12 or so on. Let's hope him not end up with the 18 or the 15. Them kind of numbers there. Anyhow, from farm to fork, let's flow right into that one. So here is his wife, ex-wife, Kamila Mcdonald, right? And Kamila Mcdonald, her article is pretty long, so I'm not going to go through the whole article because I want to talk about Shenseea numbers versus coffee numbers and all that, and I want to talk about Skillibeng in the UK and all that. So, Kamila Mcdonald, this is a true queen flex to me. Because with all the negative comments under her article about Jah Cure, mind you, she never mentioned him. Now, this woman had ample opportunities to come out and do an interview and say, yes, he was a dirty boy, and let me tell you how much time him cheat for me. Because you know how these reggae singers are, and you know how the loose women are in Jamaica. Them fling crutches for man, especially if the man have money and fame and these things. Them fling crutches for broke man. So you can imagine what them do for man who have money and fame and these things. And I put up with a lot, you know, and he used to be abusive to me too, you know, verbally, physically, beat me down, all these things. Sometimes I had to hide my black eye, can pump me in my face, and I kept telling myself that she could have said all that. She could have said all that. But you know what I realized with her? She is one of those women that has her child, their child, in her crosshairs, her focus at all times. See? She has her child in her crosshairs, in her focus at all times. So she's probably thinking, not probably, she is. She's thinking, how would this affect my daughter? Because I've never had to tell her anything like this, you know. And there's some things that you just don't sit and tell your children because they're children and they don't know how to process these things. Maybe when they're an adult, you can say, you know, me and your dad went through some things, you know. Let me tell you what he did to me one time. You're an adult now, so you can process this now. But blah, blah, blah. But you see, you have some adult, right? They will grab their little children and they will tell their children grown people stuff. And I'm telling you that that's a part of traumatizing a rotted child. Because the child don't know how to process that. And now the child feel like, well, maybe I have to pick sides now. Is daddy a demon? What did he do to mommy? But I love my daddy. And the child has this conflicting feeling developed inside of themselves, and they themselves are now being traumatized internally and don't know how to handle that as well. So real good parents will shield their children as much as they can from absolutely anything that they feel will harm them, right? And I feel like that's how she is. She did this article. Kamila Mcdonald is venturing into uncharted territory. Shout out to Jamaica Observer. But she is confident that the menu that she will offer to clients at her plant-based restaurant, Kamila's Kitchen, that's the name of the restaurant, is going to be called Kamila's Kitchen, will be tasty and hip to have repeat customers for a viable business. All right. I said, I'm going to go look for Kamila's Kitchen when I go to Jamaica, and I'm going to go try out her cuisine and all that. In the comment section, you see, that's why the dirty boy for this and that, and them for lock him up and keep him for longer, and look on the beautiful queen or the boy abuse her and dash her away. And I said in the comment section under there, I said, a lot of you in here talking that stuff, but if you notice, she never once mentioned anything about him. She didn't mention that he was her baby father, ex-husband, nothing. She's out here in the world, has her own life to live, and she's carrying on in that direction. And also, she is shielding her child. She's shielding her child. What I'm used to is seeing a lot of sisters do this. You're thinking dirty poopa. You don't remember that? Go and let someone and never hear it. It's funny that Marlene SG would say, SouFlo, you're getting paid for promotion, but you're one of the people that don't have the green. It's a damn thing I'm talking about, you know. People are watch your pocket, you're getting paid for promotion, but them don't have the green. I can tell you straight off the bat right now, nobody paid me to promote nothing. I'm having a conversation as it applies to our life, right? As it applies to our life. You will see how the toxic women run out and they come out when you start talk like this, because they home doing the same thing right now. Your dirty ass father, you say you look like your ugly daddy, you're thinking dirty poopa. Your father now help me with nothing around here, me alone I pay all of the bills them. So and the kid know from them are like 2 years old, so my father now help her with nothing around here, she alone I pay all of the bills them. So because they're ringing at them ears constantly, and anything else him do, ringing at the little picking in them ears constantly. And I'm telling you that that's a form of child abuse. Yes. One parent should never speak badly about the other in front of their children, regardless of what. Make the picking them come grow and learn. And when they're adults, if you feel like sitting them down and communicating with them when they're old enough to process this type of stuff, then you do so. But when you're beating it into their head at 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, you're damaging the child. And you run out into the world and say, yes, strong woman and single mother this, and I don't need him and all that. The kids need him. They need him. You know what I mean? So you're thinking about yourself, you're damaging the poor kid, and you swear you're doing good for the child. Shield the baby. And that's what she's doing. She's shielding the baby. I followed Jah Cure way before all this happened. So I follow him on IG and I see him picture them. He likes to fish. Him go river, him go fishing. Him like to cook outside. And him like to spend a lot of time with him daughter when him have time. And then one picnic, he spend a whole heap of time with her. She's in pretty much a whole heap and post them on IG. So obviously they have a close relationship. If they didn't, she wouldn't have her little picnic around him like that. So they have a close relationship, a bond, father-daughter bond that is very strong, right? And you could tell by the little girl's demeanor when she's around her dad as well. So this must be traumatizing for her to sit her down and say, hey, you know, you're not going to be seeing your dad for a couple of years. I think she's probably, I don't want to guess her age wrong, but if she's 10 years old right now, by the time he come home off a 6-year bid, she'll be well into teenagehood, in the middle of it. A 16-year-old teenage girl with no daddy around, y'all know how wrong that can go. You know what I'm saying? With no good daddy around, you know how wrong that can go. So all these things you have to factor in. And 16, you're only 2 years away from 18, legal age of what they consider to be an adult. He's going to have to go do his time. She's going to have to deal with her dad, who she was so close to, suddenly not here anymore. It's not like daddy on tour, babe. He's in Europe. You can turn on the thing and watch him. Look, your dad just dropped another new video. Because it's not like Jah Cure sang songs like up in your hole and suck off me something and ride panny sitting and turn back where make me dig out and sitting. None of his songs are like that. His songs are actually songs that his children can listen to or his child could listen to. So, of course, damn, mom, I miss dad. Where's he at? When's he coming back? You know, dad's on tour. I think he's doing his European leg of his tour right now. He's in Amsterdam. Call daddy, FaceTime daddy. Okay, daddy getting ready to go on stage, baby. You see the crowd? Look at this. He did all that. And he posted all that stuff and you could see it. So his daughter was like all into his stuff. So big up to Kamila Mcdonald. I also watched her interview, and I told you this before. I watched her interview on Yendi, and she had ample opportunities to tear him down, ample opportunities to say all kinds of stuff that she could have said. She barely skipped past it. She said, you know, certain things happened and blah, 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 vaguely, but we'll leave it right there and, you know, keep pushing it forward and whatever. And I was like, damn. You mean you're not going to be typical? I was waiting for the typical. Toxic part of me wanted to hear all of it. Give me the tea. Give me the juice. I was waiting for the typical. When I said, Jah Cure, kick you down this step then, Lord fire, oh, wicked dirty boy, tell me some more. Let me hear. That toxic part of me was waiting for it. And the queen in her stepped out. And she said, nah, not going to get into any of that and all that. You know, make a talk about, and she redirected. Which it takes so much to do that. But I'm just telling y'all out there, take an example out of that. Man, do it too. Man and woman, don't ever talk bad about the parent in front of the children. And don't ever feel like those children don't need the other parent. It could go for women who try to hold the children against the father because the relationship's sour and, you know, him gone, so you have to go frig up the relationship with the picnic them and the daddy now. Vice versa, it could go for the men who end up with the children, or the men who know that something happened between mommy and him where it mash up the relationship. You know, I forgot tell the picnic them how your mother whoring and your mother did a take next man and make her a cheat, and that's why we mash up the relationship. Thank your mom for this. Cause she like strange wood. Thank your mom for this, because you don't have to tell, you don't have to do all that. You don't have to do all that. And I know it's tempting to do all that, but hold it down. Black Queen says, SouFlo, it's not typical of women to bash the father of their children. Don't paint a broad brush on women. Black Queen, listen to me. It's very typical. It's very typical of black women to bash the hell out of their baby father to them children. Very typical. It's more or not typical of them to not do it. From my experience, let me top that off with from my experience. And my experience meaning personal experience, seen it, heard it, observed it throughout my entire life. Very typical. So don't start with that. Don't paint a broad, don't use a broad brush. I never said all women did it, but I said it's very typical. And you know, we live in a world of social media now where everybody can get on social media and paint a pretty picture of themselves. Yes, I am a queen too. I never did no such thing, and I would never do any such thing. Yeah, man. That's what I said. On social media. But what we know in real life is a lot of us experience hurt and don't know how to handle it. And sometimes them hurt they happen in your life when you're at a place in your life where you're not mature enough yet. Looking back in hindsight as you got older, you stopped doing it, or you said to yourself, yo, I should have never done that, yo. Like, I did do it, and I was foul for doing it. You know what's funny? I ain't never heard a woman say, and I saw a comment on IG last night, I never heard a woman say, man, I messed up so bad. You know, I used to do that. I was terrible, but I changed. Nope, she's never wrong. Not one woman. Stop it. It is very typical. When we touch on any subject that has to do with the women, then comes all the sensitivity out the crowd, and comes all the don't say that, and come on, man, let's be for real. If we're going to have, this is a part of this platform, you know, a part of this platform is we have fun, but we seek out truth, and we uplift, and we shine light in certain corners, and we learn from each other, and we remind each other. No, not true? Yeah. So with that said, shout out to Kamila, because I will definitely be checking out your restaurant, Kamila's Kitchen, the next time I'm in Jamaica. And for sure, that's queenly. You didn't do it. And I've seen you on quite a few platforms now where you absolutely could have laid it in. You think that people, this is the part about us. People love when the story is salacious. They love when they hear the bad stuff. It's what sells. It's what sells. You know what I'm saying? So they would love to hear, they don't like to hear, oh, Kamila is opening a restaurant and it's going to be plant-based. The unboxing TV, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. It's plant-based, and ain't nobody saying, wow, so she's going to be into healthy eating, and she's elevating herself, opening her own restaurant. Oh, wow, that's a big move. And that them want to hear. Them want to hear how much time Jah Cure lick you. Them want to hear if him did have woman pan you, how much gal you did catch him with, and all. That's what they want to hear. And if she start talking all that, believe me, and she knows this too, if she start talking all that, everybody ears with a cock up and they're on board. What you saying do again? Yo, did you hear it? Yo, go watch this interview, forward it, send it, retweet it, retype it, leave comments. You have to hear this. Hear what the boy before. Listen up. Yeah. That's what they like. Nobody want to hear she's opening a restaurant and it's going to be plant-based. So she had that. She had all opportunities to do it, multiple opportunities to do it. And some people would have done it because they would have been like this. Hey, I'm trying to get some publicity for my restaurant, my new restaurant. So here's what I'm going to do. Kyle done left me already. Or me and him done left already. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell all the bad stories about what happened in our relationship. It's going to get everybody to pay attention over here. And then when they come, I'm going to say, hey, and check out my restaurant, Kamila's Kitchen, in the meantime, and sell tickets off of that. It's easy to do that. She would even get more of a crowd and more of a sympathy. But she don't want that. And she never took that route. And for that reason, I said, that's a queen move. And big up to her for that. Rain Like Hail says, for facts, the views would go through the roof. It would. It would. And we all know that. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. Put up a video the other day about 5 Jamaican students who come up and come be part of a thieving ring. Go look at the video. 100 and something thousand views. In like, it got 100 and something thousand views in 24 hours. Put up anything else, 20, 30, 17, 15. You think it doesn't work? It does. All right. So again, one more time, big up to her for that. Now, moving right along, my friend. Now, go look at some of these comments real quick because some people are accepting of reality and are truthful to themselves. This is when you know you're starting to grow. We are big people over here. Now, this is not a picnic platform. So this is when you know you're starting to grow. When you're able to look at yourself and you're able to say, damn, that's a frigged up part of me that I need to change. That right there. That's when you're starting to grow. Deflecting and pretending and it don't happen and it's somebody else and it's not me and all that is not growing. You're just in a cycle that will go round and round and round. So if you're one of those people and you're in this comment section and you're in that part of your cycle of growth where you're still in the deflecting and the not accepting and the denying and then that's you, right? I can't fault you for where you're at your, we don't all hit different plateaus at the same time. So we can't fault you for that. So I'm gonna run through the comment section them and I can actually tell by comments who is where in their growth. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's about being, true to yourself, but it's about truthful and it's about growth and being a better person. A better person on your life journey, man. All right. Cherie Golden says she's in a good place. Shenseea Inc. says the story would bust, but only a 9-day story. Her child is a lifelong relationship. Exactly. Exactly. Divine Order says hit the like button, people. Divine Order, big up yourself. Hit the like button, people. L says tell them flow. Kenroy Nemhard says anytime the father is still taking care of the child, the mother not going to say anything bad about him. We don't know all that. She could take care of the child herself. She's from a poor, broke down family or anything like that. She's not out here begging for donations. She can hang on her own, and she has a support system. So, and she can make money off those interviews. She can go write book, even the life and times of being Jah Cure's wife, or the wife of a wild reggae star, or something like that. Trust me, that would have sell. She put it out on an ebook or something. The whole lot would have over there. Yo, you read the book and hear the part where she wrote, yeah, so when he did come back from tour from Europe the last time, and she catch him outside in the Benz, and the little girl did a run out of the Benz while she don't act like listen, the world is everything is monetized now, right? Some men make horrible parents, however, some are great parents. See, Karen, that goes both ways. Now that's painting with a broad brush. Just say some people make good parents and some don't. You know, don't say some men make good parents and some don't. We're actually talking about women, and you gone with some men. Some people make good parents and some don't. That's how it is. Both sides, men or women. You have some toxic ass men out here that make very, pardon my language, shitty parents. And then it's the same thing the other way around. You know, you have some women that should have never had children. But that's how it goes. It's both ways. It's both ways. You know, the goal though that I was trying to convey is this: the children must always come first. And I applaud her because she put that little girl first. I showed you all the opportunities that she could have used to steer this into a monetary direction. You know, that's how the world focus on now is money, right? I need money to open my restaurant. I need money to finance my lifestyle. If I make this much money, I don't need him around anymore. That kind of stuff is money, money, money. So she could have done all that. She didn't. And she still isn't doing it. And I applaud her for that. Keep that little girl at the forefront of you guys' stuff as your focus, and she'll be okay. You know, she'll be okay. Our daddy, I got through some things, but that too shall pass. That too shall pass. One thing about time is this: time don't stop. Time goes and goes and goes, even while you're sleeping. So that too shall pass. Might take a while, but it too shall pass, right? Now, move on to the next one. Uh, the numbers are in. I like how the show is going this morning because we got 15 minutes and we're on the last topic. The numbers are in. And Shenseea album Alpha did its numbers, and then they said that they predicted that Koffee's album was gonna do Shenseea numbers in its first week. I said Koffee is gonna outsell Shenseea because of a different audience. If you want me to explain to you what I mean by different audience, people who listen to Koffee, wide and diverse, and she's actually tapped into like beyond numbers, as in age numbers. You have big people, you know, white, Asian, this, that, people who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s. I've seen them on social media dancing to Koffee's music, having her music as the music for their gathering and events, them wedding, them this, them receptions, their family get-togethers and whatnot. That's huge within itself, right? Nobody is gonna play some of these songs on Shenseea's album at their event because the theme of some of these songs. Remember, I told y'all that there's one there about Brockman forget fuck pan or something like that. I'm like, why would I play that in front of my daughter or sons, or play it out loud at a family gathering or something? That kind of stuff is gonna hold it back from being something that people who actually spend money on things that they like, they support Koffee. As we know, the dancehall circuit not really spend money buying. They'll show up to shows, but they don't spend money buying the music. You know what I mean? So the sales are always poor in the dancehall arena, be it male, female, top name, newcomer. The sales are always poor. Soji, when people say the comparison, people were comparing who Shenseea is versus who Koffee is. And that's not what we're comparing. We are comparing sales within the first week, not the lifetime of the album even. And that's the comment that I left over there. Not the lifetime of the album even, just sales within the first week. But I'm trying to explain why I said that Koffee would outsell Shenseea. Because different audience, different vibration, and one spends money and the other doesn't, right? Dancehall star Shenseea has failed to dislodge Bob Marley from the pole position on the Billboard Reggae Album charts with her first week sales of her debut album, Alpha. That's how the article started off, and that was printed in the Loop News. On Tuesday, Billboard revealed that Alpha, which is Shenseea's album, opened at #2 on the Reggae Album charts, a weekly chart that ranks the most popular reggae albums in the United States. based on sales and streaming. Number 2. She ended up at number 2. That's pretty high on the charts, I would say. Alpha's first week sales. Watch the sales. Her first week sales stands at 845 units in pure album sales, while overall sales activity, which comprises of streaming, stands at 4,879. Alpha also debuted at number 3 on the Billboard Heatseeker album chart, which highlights the ranks, the sale by new and developing musical recording artists each week. Alpha, which was released via Rich Immigrant / Interscope Records on March 11th, did not make an entry on the Billboard Top 200 charts. All right. That was for Shenseea's numbers. The numbers are in for Koffee. Here we go. And this is from World Music Views. Columbia RCA recording artist, Koffee, debuted at number 2 on the Reggae Billboard charts, the same number that Shenseea debuted at, number 2 on the Reggae Billboard charts. Koffee debuted at number 2 the same way on the Reggae Billboard charts, with 3,500 total units sold in the United States in the first week. Watch this. Go back again. In the United States in the first week, right? For Shenseea, it was 845 units. Pure album sales, while overall sales and activities, which comprises of streaming, 4,879. Listen to this. Koffee, 3,500 total units sold in the US in the first week. The album did 700 in total album sales, but 3,290,800 streams. 3,290,800 streams. That's within the first week. All right. So again, the question was, did she do Shenseea numbers like they said it was going to do? She outstreamed her by millions. She outstreamed her by millions. And streaming is where it's at. Because that's how I get my music now. If I like the album, you know, I just go to Google Play, or go to Amazon Prime, Amazon Music, or whatever, and that's how they purchase it. Those are considered streaming. People don't walk in at the store again and buy a hard album copy, and buy a hard CD, and buy a hard record. It's streaming. 3,290,800 in comparison to 4,879. Me to Bob, me no listen foolishness. I bear foolishness. I going from what they are from. Them give intense the button. Me get up out of the stadium. Here ya, Jubu, Jubu. Listen up. The new music, you see? The new music is doing its thing, and I know we might be like, yo, me not feel it and whatever, but I'm telling you that there's an audience for it out there. Don't be one of them people that will act like you want to break the bridge between the generations. Be one of the elders, them we are going to bridge the gap. Be the bridge. You know what I mean? That's the reason why we can't even communicate with them. Don't want to hear nothing from you if you older than them. If you older than them by a few years, them call you old somebody. And them don't want to hear nothing from you. Because we put down everything that they do, everything that they invent, we doubt it. That now go nowhere. And then the youth fly out. Some of the people them who are telling this youth said that now go nowhere, you know, sound good, you can't make music, go back to the drawing board. Guess what? Them still not fly out yet. them still not fly out yet. So the youth have to battle against all that, and then him gone. And where are you? You're still sitting there saying the same thing. And where is he? He's commanding a big old crowd in England somewhere, collecting a fat check in pounds. No, listen, look at the reality of what I just said. I don't care how you want to twist this. Listen to me when we just said. The same person where I tell the youth, say, that not go nowhere. You know sound good. A garbage that me no want to hear it. Enough of them, because Skilly, I hear this from yard, by people who never fly out in them whole life. Some big people. So when this youth now take all this that you told him about his art and never switch him lane, he never get bummy and change up and say, boy, them say, no, I'm gonna know what's I'm go change to something else where them are gonna like more. He stuck to his formula. Him stick to his formula till what? Nicki Minaj came and said, yo, I'm remixing my album, doing the deluxe version, and that crocodile teeth, I love it. Let's do a remix to it, and I'll give you points on the album. What? Next thing you know, plane take off. Wop, 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 wop. The plane done crash with the coke. Sell me, sell it. Where's that sell me, sell it? Me no put it in my nose. The one saying about AR we go whop 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 whop. Yo, you can sit there all you want and be like, that no sound good. I garbage that. I rubbish that. What do you lock off him ears for you, my friend? That's why they look at you and be like, sit your old ass down and shut up. Hey, go listen to music from your era. Move from around here, so I feel time now. Or you like the Benz? Yeah, but just fly it in. Matter of fact, I got matte green it and put Gucci sign all over it. And you see my nice house I built upon the hill there, so I'm 23, by the way. Yeah, man. Yeah, where you say? Yeah, how much? Yeah, so you're not own the house, you don't have a vehicle, you're not okay. All right. You see the same thing where you tell me say a garbage, it fly me out. Get me paid. So we gotta look at all that. We gotta look at all that. Let the youth them have them time, man. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Whop, 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 bad mind. Cassandra James. Let the youth them have them time. You're not going to be feeling what they're feeling, just like your parents wasn't feeling what you were feeling. Your parents was not into what you were into. Remember the caller I was calling yesterday? And she said, boy, it's so flow in the 90s there when them used, when you hear the DJ about pat up your pom pom and cock it up over there, so and Ray. You remember them time there was walk out in the video light and girl them group up in a party and walk out in a video light and Ray. I be a Ray they used to go on with, and them thing there. Turn around, body in a camera and these things. Your parents didn't like that. They thought it was disgusting. They thought their children were getting into what them call it, boogie music and all these other kind of things, So the youth them know that. They know that your parents didn't like your generation and they expect you to not like theirs. But if you think they're brick upon brick, stash, brick upon brick upon brick, if you think they're gonna stop because you don't like it, they're not, my friend. They're not. They're gonna create their own lane. They're going to run in their own lane, and you're going to either learn to respect it or look the next way. And them not depend on you to feed them. That's the biggest part. They're not dependent on you to feed them. They're not dependent on you to open any doors for them, because these doors that they're going through, you can't even get through it. They're creating new avenues. Think about that. These doors that they are creating, you can't get through it. I've seen American rappers fly to Jamaica to work with Skillibeng. And guess what? They could have came and said, oh, I want to work with Beanie Man. Oh, I want to work with one of the 90s dancehall artists, the hot people from the 90s. Are you stuck in the 90s, my friend? Them pick me, I don't know about no 90s, nothing. Them hear it. Them so, oh, my God. Yo, but with that said, see, Big up on yourself this morning, man. Manners and respect. Yes, Koffee did outstream Shenseea by millions. Millions. They landed the same number on the Billboard chart, but she outstreamed her by millions, and streaming is where it's at. Also, the longevity of each album, I think Koffee will far outsell. Koffee's Gifted will far outsell Shensea's Alpha. Not to say nothing bad about Shenseea. And some people say it's an unfair comparison, but they were comparing it, so I brought the numbers. Okay, I never did do it, so don't blame me. And at the end of the day, for the youths, them respect what they do, respect their intelligence, respect their vision, even though you can't see where they're going with it. You understand? And let them have their time, just like you had yours. All right. We're gonna left it right, that's all. Shout out to everybody who tuned in this morning. Big up on yourself, and tomorrow morning we'll be right here again if God spare my life, like my grandmother used to say. If God spare my life, see you again tomorrow morning. Manners and respect here. And for my Floridians, go outside and enjoy the day. It's gonna be hot as Hell's Kitchen in there today. All right, I'm out. Peace. Oh, hold up. Let me put my sister thing in here real quick. I forgot. All right, see the link, y'all.
I'm leaving.
Y'all got Jimbo?
Mm-hmm.
All right, where Malani?
She's sleeping.
All right.
Malani's sleeping.
Malani sweeping?
Yeah.
Say my baby, say bye-bye, Papa.
Bye-bye.
Oh, hit it with the peace sign. All right. Hit this button right here.
Yeah.
Right here. That's end stream.
Yeah.
Hit the pad.
Yeah.
Click the pad. Boom. All right. Now click this one right here. Wait. Let's see. Hit this. Hit the pad. The big pad.
Yeah.
There you go. Let me show you. Like this. And you gotta tap it like this. Boom. There we go.
Yeah.